What is happening, guys? This is Captain Marvelous from Midwest Tokusatsu speaking, and today we're taking a look at the Beast Morphers Gold and Silver Rangers from Power Rangers Beast Morphers in their 6-inch figure line. Now, I know it's been a while since I've last done a toy review, but there's two big reasons as to why. First, I've really kind of been busy with school and work, trying to adjust to this new life of mine. And secondly, these figures were just a hassle to find because here I had to resort to Amazon.com to order both of these because I've been checking my local Walmart and Targets for weeks now, and they just did not have them in stock. I don't know why. They're super late in getting them. I mean, it's October, and I've checked yesterday, and they still don't have them. But anyway, aside from that point, here they are. So if you're a returning viewer, you should know the drill by now. As always, we will start with box art, starting with Gold Ranger here. So it's the same as any other. Just got his helmet artwork up there, like everyone else. On the side there too. And let's check the other side. Nothing. Alright. On the back, you got a picture of Gold Ranger in this nice looking pose here. I really appreciate that one. It really shows off all of its articulation and features well here. And of course, everything else you get in the wave here. You got E-Box, Silver Ranger, I think that's Drilltron, if I'm not mistaken. And Fury Mode Red Ranger, there we go. Almost said regular Red Ranger. Then going over to Steel here. Well, it's not Steel's figure, but it is Steel. His helmet artwork up there. And on the side, going to the back, another good shot. Not quite as good as Gold Rangers, but still pretty decent. Alright, so we're going to start by taking a look at the Gold Ranger, and let me just say, this is a gorgeous figure. I mean, from the paint to his body proportions to even the helmet. Everything on here is just done beautifully. Every piece of detail that needs to be there is there. And I don't think I seem to find anything missing, even on the back here. And of course, this is going to be a callback to Bandai's Legacy line Gold Ranger, which we all know is infamous for not actually being gold, but instead butterscotch. This is a complete 180 from that. Hasbro is really flexing on Bandai right now, this year. Let me just say. But along with the figure itself, everything it comes with is as follows. You have his Morph X key, which we're going to be taking a look at in the Beast X Morpher. Although I wish it could have been the Striker Morpher, but you know how that turned out. His Strike Saber, and his Striker Morpher. And let me just say, this actually looks better than the one that we got. So, as far as his weapons go, you can fit everything in his hand here. I may want to do a cut with this one. Weapons in hand, looks really cool, and you can get them in some dynamic poses, because as far as articulation goes, it's the same as any other 6-inch Ranger, except for Blaze and Roxy, of course. They still have the same stiff leg villain articulation. Arm swivel, arm bend, knee bend, swivel. Can go out. Doesn't really go back, but that's okay. And for the head, it can do a full 360. So, lastly, before we move on to the Silver Ranger, we're going to take a look at his key in the Beast X Morpher. Okay, so it's not Nate's voice, but you get the activation phrase for the key.
Phenomenal!
Well, Nate does say that, so.
Gold Ranger power!
Okay, repeating itself.
Rangers, it's go time! Let's go! Unleash the beasts! Gold Ranger power! Phenomenal!
And lastly, let's just try the morph.
Are you ready? Say it's morphin' time!
It's morphin' time. Alright, so nothing different there. So, just to be sure, let's try out Unleash the Beast.
Unleash the beasts!
Okay, so, other than, like, one or two of Nate's phrases, everything else is pretty much the same. Now taking a look at Silver out of box, looking almost just as good as Gold, but still pretty cool. It's a close-up shot of the figure here. And everything he comes with is his Striker Morpher. Exact same one as Nate's because they use the same Morpher. This claw weapon, which I'm not quite sure what this is or if it'll be in the show at all. But they probably didn't have anything else for him. Then again, the Striker Blade, they use the exact same, it turns into that steering wheel for the Azores, and they use the exact same one, so I'm not quite sure why they couldn't just give him one like they did the Morpher. I mean, that would have made sense. And also, you got his Morph X key here, which we will try in just a second. First, let's get him into some poses with his weapons. Oh, that went in easier than last time, surprisingly. And then this looks even easier since the handle is thinner. Spoke too soon. Let's try it again. There we go. So you can get him into some dynamic poses there. Articulation is the same as always. Oh, this one's a bit stiff. That might be a bit worrying. It could be because of his skirt here. It kind of hinders his movement, but I'm not quite sure why, since it doesn't do the same for all the other ones. Either this leg is stiff or that's kind of weird. Like, let me know in the comments if you have the same experience with your Silver Ranger figures. So yeah, I'm not going to try and pose his legs anymore. It's like they're just way too stiff. Now his arms might actually be an interesting one because I don't think they can go as far out as the other figures because this shoulder piece actually hinders it. Now this makes sense here because this actually looks like it could practically stop some kind of elbow movement. But this down here, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. And same over here. And the head's the exact same as the other ones. So yeah, that's about all for the figure. So he kind of wants to bend down there. So lastly, we're going to take a look at the Morph X key. Okay, so trying out the Morpher. Let's try it again.
I'm half human, half robot, and totally awesome.
And still sounds nothing like that, but okay.
Beast Morphers, let's go! I'm half human, half robot, and totally awesome. Rangers, it's go time. Let's go!
So like Nate, he seems to only get 2 phrases. Let's do the morph.
Are you ready? Say it's morphin' time.
It's morphing time. same jingle.
Unleash the beasts!
And that's the same. So, when wrapping up, I will say that gold is a near perfect figure, while silver, on the other hand, I'm having some leg issues with. So, once again, let me know in the comments if you're having the same problems with yours. But as for gold here, proportion-wise, I think you might be on par with the Lightning Collection figure that was just released. I mean, I haven't had that one in hand yet, but I've seen them in stores, and I think this one might have slightly better proportions for less money, so to speak. So as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like my Facebook page at Midwest Tokusatsu on Facebook, Instagram, and even Twitter. And we're also on Patreon if you feel so obliged to support me there. And as always, this is your captain signing out.